Previously in Dragon's Maw? No, we're not in Dragon's Maw this week. This week, we are in Manehattan. The sun rises over the city skyline of Manehattan. It's a brand new spring day. The air is warm. The weather's fine. Everything seems great. Except, you wouldn't quite be able to tell that by looking at any of the ponies walking around. Many of them look as though they're terrified of things to come. Some have eyes shifting back and forth nervously. Others are quietly mumbling to themselves. And quite a few have a dour look on their face. Why, you might ask? It's career day. Specifically, it's career day for PS-128 Augeron, the school that housed the founding members of the Manehattan branch CMC. And subsequently every year since that founding, something terrible has happened on career day for PS-128. Today, PS-128 is going to enjoy field day, or career day, I should say.
Field day is a whole nother fiasco.
Field day is a whole nother fiasco. I mean, they build the field first and foremost. PS-128 opens its doors around 9 a.m. The school children rush in, tugging along parents, and the school teacher comes in around 9:05. Not exactly on time, but she's very clearly a little bit nervous herself. This is not her first rodeo. Cup of Sunshine, the school teacher, sits down in front of the classroom, does the roll, and then smiles before the classroom and the accompanying adults and goes, "Good morning, class. So lovely to see you all. I hope we're all excited and ready for career day. And, well, why don't we start with introductions of all the adults, because I know that this is going to be quite a long day, so let's get everyone introduced, shall we? Would anyone like to go first?"
So who comprises the adults in the room right now?
I'm scared.
Because some of us are children here.
The adults in the room consist of a zebra wearing a suit, a minotaur dressed in a police uniform who is not there for any of the children but was put there by request of Cup of Sunshine, a man who or a pony who appears to look like a construction worker, a unicorn specifically, and a donkey who is wearing a very eccentric outfit, complete with large bow tie, as well as a few other, shall we say, superfluous adults.
One correction, then.
Oh.
Powder only wears the safety vest and the helmet on site. He's actually just wearing his tie right now.
Oh, sorry. Just wearing the tie then.
Is it
Mm-hmm.
still a ruined tie, or
it's not tattered and looks quite nice. It is a perfectly good tie.
This doesn't feel right, you guys.
My bow tie.
It doesn't feel right to me either. It's session 0 all over again.
Well, we're not going to start from 0 for this AU. This is session 1.
This is 1.
Also, if it were
Alright.
session 0 in this AU, Powder and Tibbs would be blowing up a bar. I mean, what?
Fair.
Alright,
Fair.
so Jabot looks around and sees that no one else is stepping up.
You would be correct.
Alright. So, this donkey in a lab coat with goggles and a huge solar-powered bow tie
Solar powered.
steps up to the front. Yes, it's got solar panels all over it.
Okay.
Yes. And he
Quirky.
steps up to the front.
Javel
do
the
this
Triangle.
first.
You don't question anything.
I'm okay with you being Bill Nye. I'm not okay with you being like 3 notches further than Bill Nye.
He's somewhere between Bill Nye and Tesla.
Okay, I can accept that actually.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jabot, after seeing all this happening, he steps up to the front of the classroom, and he clears his throat dramatically. Yes, Hello, young minds. I am Dr. Bluejay Javoltrusika of the Manhattan Arcanotech University in the Laboratory and Education Research Departments.
Am I
am
in a
here
position to groan loudly?
You are absolutely in a position to groan loudly. All of the children are sitting up front, out of their desks, and just kind of waiting on the adults.
This little black dragoness, somewhere as in the back, just kind of groans loudly
And Javolt actually points at her and says, "Fear you not! I know what you need. You need to know the truth of reality. You need science in your life, and that is what I am here to present. The opportunity to learn of science."
Javolt, I'm gonna stop you there. I know you seem real passionate about what y'all doing, but there are other adults here who also need to speak, and at least 12 children are rolling their eyes right now.
They won't be rolling their eyes for long. Javolt steps off.
I guess I'll introduce myself now. I'm Powder Keg. I'm Pop Rock's dad. I work demolition over in, around the city. Wherever a building is destroyed. There's a lot of old buildings in the city. Sometimes they need to come. I make sure it's done safe and proper, and this, kind of call goes off on his thing. He's like, not my work pager right now. This is me saying I have to go eat dinner. Powder Keg walks off mumbling about how much he hates his boss.
Okay. Then I will
Real
have
sorry
some-
about this. I'll be back later.
Oh, right then. I'll keep in touch. Who would like to go next?
I guess that leaves
It's
two player characters who might need to unmute.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Knuckles, would you like to introduce yourself as our class escort today?
Hello, I am Detective Brass Knuckles with the Manehattan Police Department. And he gives a mild wave to the kids.
Only, one or two of the kids wave back. Sorry, I forgot I was in charge for a moment.
Were you
Sweet
expecting
things
me
were
to respond to that?
I don't know. It was just
No,
someone should respond here. Oh, wait, it's me.
Sweet cake is one of Miss Rose's words.
Yes, and he just stand there. He doesn't actually say anything else.
Oh, good. It's going to be one of those days.
I'll sort of look after, the Minotaur stops talking, I'll look around and be like, fine, I'll step up. Zebra in this sort of blue suit sort of walks forward, looks them over and goes, "Hi, my name is Zenkon. I'm a literary agent, so I deal with basically getting books published. I work with the baby dragon in the back."
Hi, Zenkarn.
"Hey, how's your day been?"
It's career day.
"Oh, yeah, you're gonna have fun. So, yeah, if you've got any questions about getting book published, I'm probably the one to talk to. Have fun." And I'll
Actually,
step back.
no, Javolt holds up a hoop, then realizes it's probably not a good idea to ask right now.
Oh,
After Zenkarn's introduction.
sorry. Sorry, if I may jump in. One of the kids in the audience shouts out, "Don't zebras rhyme?"
I'm gonna mutter something inappropriate under my breath.
One moment.
Oh god, the chat is the classroom now. Everyone run.
Maybe.
You know what? I'm actually kind of fine with that. So, thankfully, no one hears that. Though Sunshine is clearly a bit, Cup of Sunshine is clearly a little bit, unnerved by the muttering under your breath. Before she begins to call out the other adults in the room to, introduce themselves to the kids. Meanwhile, some of the kids who really don't care about this are more interested in the, little dragon in the back. Specifically, one small... Hold on, I have to remember the, appearance.
Black and gold baby dragon.
Not of, Aurelia.
Oh, not Aurelia. Oh.
No, not Aurelia. A pink
You don't know what
unicorn
Ralph is like.
with gold hair and blue eyes, says, "Psst, psst, sweet cake.
Look, do you see the
Yeah.
we should go talk with the dragon.
Okay, sweet. Okay, Golden Crown.
And the two fillies, along with one other slightly more bookish colt, follows suit to the back to where Aurelia is sitting.
Basically, can I say that Golden Crown is sitting on one side of Sweet Cake, and when she leans over and says, "Let's go talk to the dragoness," Sweet Cake will nod, say, "Okay," and then grab Mort. It's like, "Okay, you're coming too."
Oh, good. We were thinking the same thing. Then the three of you sneaked. The three of them sneak to the back where they can speak with the tiny dragon.
Who is not pleased.
So, hi, I'm Golden Crown. What's your name?
Aurelia.
Zorelia?
Aurelia. Aurelia.
How the heck did you get dragged into this? You don't look like you're here by choice.
My partner really wanted to. Well, I mean, I go here sometime, and I don't want to talk to you guys. Okay, I'm not in the mood to be making friends here.
Sweet Cake just kind of gives her a wry look. It's not always the best
mostly,
friends.
you know, I've got a job, all right, and that zebra there is kind of my partner. I mostly get, schooling through correspondence. I got to work the rest of the time. But then Miss Sunshine over there was like, "Oh, you gotta do a thing," and certainly can't go to the Dragonlands and call up whoever your clutch mother was there, so might as well be your business partner. Or rather, assigned literary agency partner.
How'd
Golden
you get
Crown.
What?
Go ahead, Darling.
How'd you get to work in a literary agency when you're only a kid?
Well, dragons from Dragontown we're pretty good as administrative assistants, she says, making air quotes with her claws.
Yeah. That don't sound like much fun.
It's a living.
Well, earning money, that's pretty sweet. You do get to earn money, right?
Yeah, most of it goes towards bills, though, and other things.
Well, it's fine if you don't want to make friends, Aurelia. But bear in mind that when you're working, it doesn't hurt to network a little.
She looks around at the other kids, and then looks at you and says, "I'm gonna network in an elementary school?"
Sweet Cake just rolls her eyes. Oh, you don't see the bigger picture, do you? My father is a really influential council pony.
And I've stopped listening.
She kind of glances to Golden Crown. Huh, I guess she's not interested.
Golden Crown will nod and go, "Yeah, she seems like a square anyway. I doubt she could get any adult to listen to her."
I am not a square, okay? I just think you ponies are all the squares.
That is what a square would say, wouldn't it? Isn't it? I have no idea why I said square there. Anyway, Golden Crown
You
will...
are a dodecahedron.
Damn it. Golden Crown will, then, turn to Sweet Cake and whisper in a not so actually subtle way, I bet she's just lying about the whole, business partner thing. After all, she doesn't seem like she could get anyone to listen to her. Especially not any adult.
Sweet Cake.
Sorry. Aurelia's claws
suppress...
ball into fists. She looks ready to start laying down a smackdown.
Cake just suppresses a smirk and says, "Come on, she clearly wants to be left alone. Let's just leave her to it."
Yeah, alright. Besides, it looks like Miss Sunshine's ready to go.
Yeah.
And...
Come on, boy.
Oh, okay.
At this point... Oh, sorry. Were you going to say something?
Nope, just letting out a sigh.
It is still Spud.
Yes. At this point, Cup of Sunshine will go,
alright, well, that's all the adults introduced, so why don't we make our way over to the first stop of the day? And also so I can get some coffee.
And she will lead the group out so that they, single file, typical, standard, normal way that children are led out of school buildings. And,
Tempered Steel will stay at the back so he can lead up the rear.
So, right behind Aurelia, then.
Oh, well, I guess I'll be with Tempered Steel then, because I'll probably just drop back to chat to her earlier.
Default's actually hopping up and down the line, sort of mixing up his pace while he babbles on about some great story from his school days.
Okay.
You can see that one of the adults is very interested in what's happening, and the other adults around you really, really do not care. They are more focused on making sure the children don't get out of line. So what happens is, Cup of Sunshine takes the entire group to actually just across the street to the local Marabux, where she proceeds to wrangle one of the baristas into telling her life story before the rest of the group.
Oh.
And meanwhile herself gets a triple espresso in the largest cup they have.
I would like to make a skill check.
Absolutely.
I would like to roll stealth to steal one of the pastries that are for sale on display.
Go right ahead.
Can I have Tempered Steel make a counter check to
Oh, don't knock
notice
on
that?
me.
Okay, can I roll perception to see if I notice?
Absolutely.
Well, no,
Can
that
I
is
just go buy a
part of-
coffee?
You can absolutely go buy coffee while Cafe Maraschino tells
What
her
did I
life
put in
story.
So, that is what a police officer would do.
Yeah, it is what Steel is there for. So, you gotta beat a 24. Sweet Cake
I
notices.
beat a 24.
Hang on. I can't remember. Do we get magic points in Wanderlust?
No.
There's the hero points, I believe.
Well,
but,
okay, yeah, but the hero, it's just one
Connor,
heroic action.
Hey, Spud, do you want a hero point?
I don't care. This is just a role-playing check. It's not...
I don't
Oh,
think
fair
you
enough,
can
then.
do that.
It'll be just as interesting if I don't get away with it.
Okay. Did Jawa disconnect?
Jawa.
There he is.
Oh, that's,
Just barely!
does that mean
Oh.
that I see it and Jawa doesn't?
Yes, it does. It means, oops, sorry, what were you gonna say, Weaver?
I was going to suggest that Sweet Cake actually distracts Knuckles at the last second so he doesn't see it.
Well,
I was actually...
That depends on what Sweet Cake's intentions are.
Let the DM rule.
I was going to say that, at the last possible second, what happens is, Golden Crown tugs on tugs on Knuckles' leg, and, asks for an escort to the bathroom, because, along with Sweet Cake, she noticed the theft.
When
Oh,
it is...
right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right. Let's go.
As soon as his back is turned, I want to roll stealth and try and steal a pastry too.
Go ahead. Golden Crown, as they're walking to the restroom,
Fuck.
turns back to Sweet Cake and gives a wink. I'm afraid with a hold on. I'm gonna do one thing real fast.
Oh, that's hilarious.
At that, at your attempt, at Sweet Cake's attempt, Cup of Sunshine, who has just gotten out of line, notices, baps your hoof away from the pastry, before giving Sweet Cake a stern look.
I got allowance with me to pay for it, Miss Sunshine.
Well, so long as you pay for it. Oh, that reminds me, Sweet Cake, dear, I'm afraid your father's assistant, Mr. Gust, Gusty? Blundergust? Blustergust, yes. He came by, the reason I was late, he stopped me on my way in, and, I'm afraid we're not going to be able to visit your parents today, just so you're aware.
What, either of them?
I'm afraid not.
How come?
Apparently your father is dealing with some emergency crystal games business, and your mother, I don't even remember exactly what was said, something about one of the main actors breaking a leg and things not going quite as planned.
Irony!
That tickles me so.
Sweet Cake rolls her eyes and gives a very brief, disdainful look before recovering herself and just kind of, looking at the ground.
Oh, that's okay, Miss Sunshine. They're awful busy. It must be important. Thank you very much for letting me know.
Kind of at that, couple will let out a sigh and go, all right, which pastry do you want? It's on me.
Flotsam. Sorry, hold your Flotsam. Sweet Cake beams and, points to a raspberry Danish.
Couple will grab the raspberry Danish and get back into line to pay for it.
Okay,
Aurelia,
so how efficient are these coffee machines?
What?
Sorry, what?
Before we get into that, Aurelia has gone through kind of a series of emotions and facial expressions at this point, ranging from nervousness at almost getting caught, kind of glee at Sweet Cake trying the same thing and getting caught, and then just kind of burning jealous anger at watching her still get it and get it for free.
She will actually turn and wink at Aurelia when Cup of Sunshine is paying for it.
Aurelia shakes her head. No, we are not sharing this moment. No.
No, but seriously,
it's more of a
how
smug
fast do they make coffee here?
The line is fairly long, but there's quite a few baristas, so it happens relatively quickly.
Is there any way that I could possibly
you
make
saying-
it quicker?
Baristas or Maristas with an M?
Oh, I should say Maristas.
Oh god.
Yes. Maristas at Marebucks and Cafe Maraschino.
Yeah.
Who is still telling a rather you can see that Cafe Maraschino is getting progressively more red in the face as she struggles to come up with things to say to this group of children, some of whom are looking on in incredible interest because this is the person that supplies the adults with fuel. Holy crap!
Yeah, Javolt is going to step behind the counter and say, "Excuse me, I'm just going to help out a little."
You can't be back here. You're going to have to wait in line if you want any coffee, sir.
No, I'm fine. I don't drink coffee, not after the incidents. But I know my way around the coffee machines. I can improve them, make them a little bit
But this
better.
is
Don't you worry. And Javolt walks over to one of the machines and, what do I roll to improve the machine? Should I roll dexterity, arcana, what?
One moment. Let me just... acrobatics, clearly. No, I would say in this case, roll an arcana in this case.
Okie doke. 25.
25?
Yeah.
I will say that...
Not a natural.
Yes, I know it's not a natural 20. Your arcana is 10.
Yep.
I have the sheets. I will say that, despite the continued protest of one of the, Maristas, you do manage to improve the speed of the machine. It unfortunately does not improve the flavor of the coffee.
Does it make it worse, or does it stay the same?
It actually ends up tasting just a little bit worse, because part of the problem is brewing time is kind of a specific thing. You're not really supposed to speed it up.
But let's be honest, it's Marebucks. No one's going to be able to tell the difference.
Oh god, yes, absolutely. No one's... The only person who would be able to tell a difference in this group is probably Kappa. And she's already got her coffee. So,
does the line start moving faster?
The line starts moving a little bit faster, and Kappa finally comes out with the raspberry Danish, which she hands to Sweet Cake, before relieving Cafe Maraschino of her duty, taking an extremely long sip and going, "All right, do we have everyone? Are we ready to move on to the first real career day excursion?"
Aurelia snorts and says, "What? This wasn't the first one?"
Kappa's just going to give a really blank look to Aurelia and go, "No, this was my excuse to get coffee."
At least you're honest.
Yeah. Can I make a quick roll just before we leave?
Absolutely.
Sweet. Can I roll
I'm back.
perception?
Welcome back,
Hey,
sir.
Lapis.
What did I miss?
We got coffee.
Coffee shop.
We got, yes.
And
we
had
deci-
shenanigans.
Yes. There was some stealing of stuff.
So
Yep.
wait, did the group did the entire class leave?
Yeah, we left the school.
It's literally just across the street.
Yeah, you can see a big old throng of children across the street from the school.
Only a 10.
Only a
Lapis was
10?
dead.
Are
Don't worry about it. It's only a 10. I won't see it
Oh my
anyway.
god, you're right! I'm gonna roll perception as well.
For what?
For hipster writers.
Oh,
Well, while you're doing that, Sweet Cake is going to split her Danish in half and give half of it to Mort.
Is
alright.
is Knuckles back with the bathroom
Oh yes,
people?
Knuckles and Golden Crown have returned to the group, and Golden Crown's going to get up beside Sweet Cake and go, "Why didn't you get me one? I
She
gave you
hands her the
I
other-
gave you a signal."
She hands her the other half.
I don't want your half. I want one for myself.
I'm not really that hungry at the moment. I got it for you and Mort.
Aurelia starts rolling her eyes and making gagging motions with her mouth.
And
So,
Without turning around,
I guess
Sweet Cake just points at her and goes, I can see you back there.
Powder Keg kind of enters the coffee shop looking a bit confused. Why did y'all move to the coffee shop?
Kappa is going to give Powder and look and go, because it's a wonderful place for children to learn about the future. Yes, we'll go with that.
Also, between...
Also not
Yeah.
wrong. It's probably where half of them are going to end up at this point.
Oh, anyway.
Ouch.
Between Zenkarn's 10 and my 20, do we spot any potential customers?
Zenkarn, regrettably, you do not see any hipster writers, only people writing screenplays.
Stage plays.
Stage plays, yes.
Yeah, screenplays as well. They have film here.
Mhm. Aurelia, however, you can see that in the furthest back corner there is one a little bit pasty unicorn who is typing out what is very clearly prose, given how few times he's hitting enter.
Aurelia is going to motion to Zenkarn and point to the unicorn.
I'll nod and sort of gesture with my head and start walking over.
As you approach, the unicorn actually doesn't make much of a move. He is very clearly focused on what he's writing at the moment.
If he doesn't make any sort of motion, I'll look over his shoulder and see how far along he is.
One moment. I'm going to do something a bit silly here.
It turns out to be a love letter.
It is not a love letter.
Whoops, not a customer.
No. You can see that he has, what you can see is that he is sort of almost, obsessively editing what he's got already. But what catches your eye is in the top right corner, you see chapter 5 of 60.
Fair enough. I'll let her whistle and be like, so you finished the rest of the chapters, or are you just pre-planning there?
The unicorn looks up in kind of a panicked daze and goes, "But I've only been here 15 minutes! Oh, you're not the baristas."
Take a sip of coffee and wait for him to calm down.
Sorry, I get kicked out a lot. Anyway, yeah, just some, I've got most of the things down for this. Why?
Oh, just, I drop in fact, I don't even say anything. I just smile, take another thing, and take another sip and drop a business card in front of him. So, kid, sell it to me.
Well, can I maybe get back to you on that? He says, slowly pushing the stack of paper out of the way. It's, I'm not, it's sort of private right now.
Finn,
Oh,
tell me
of
it's
course.
a like romance novel.
It's actually just really adult fiction. I couldn't publish it anyway. I mean, yeah, of course. Just keep the card, keep me in mind, and, hope to help you succeed in a brighter future. tap him on the back. Have fun, and then wander back to the group. No, giving Aurelia a nod. That's like, thank you for that.
Kappa will look to Zenkarn, who she has actually been waiting on, still forcing Cafe Maricino to continue talking, before saying, "Alright, now that everyone's gotten their business taken care of, why don't we move on to our next location?"
And actually...
Oh, but I just got here. I wanted to do something.
Oh, okay. Powder Keg, feel free to go right ahead.
I was gonna have,
else been doing stuff.
Since Powder Keg just got to the cafe, he was gonna look for his son, Pop Rocks, wherever he is.
Pop Rocks is sitting in the back of the group, kind of just like half asleep. He's very clearly not interested in the coffee shop or anything that's going on at the moment.
So he's just kind of back of the group of the children, or?
Yeah, he's in the back of the group of the children, just kind of pretending to have a conversation with one of the other kids who is just pestering him.
So Powder's gonna walk up to him and be like, "So, how are you enjoying Korea Day so far?"
It's great. Don't really know what to say about it. Just great.
You don't sound too enthused.
Pop Rocks is going to give Powder a really look, and go, "All we've been to is a coffee shop. What am I supposed to be interested in here?"
I don't know. I was gone. I didn't know what was going on. I was wondering if they were doing anything useful here. Oh, don't worry. Dad's gonna have something cool for you when we get to my place.
Pop Rocks does not give a particularly enthused look at that either, and lets out a half-hearted yippee.
Oh,
I think
come
this kid
on.
might be related to Blinky.
I like this kid.
Yeah, maybe he is related to Blinky. I wonder. No, that would be insane.
It would be insane. We know Blinky married someone else.
Whoa.
In this
yeah.
AU,
No.
maybe.
Whoa.
I don't know. I'm just saying things.
That whole story just wrote itself in my mind, and I was not happy.
I'm sorry.
You need to put it onto paper. I want to read it now.
No, I'm sorry. I don't know what I said, but I'm sorry.
Anyway, let's keep going.
Anyway. Well, why aren't you at least with your friends or something?
'Cause, I don't know. I'm still just waking up, I guess.
Well, chip her up. It'll get better.
Pop Rocks is gonna roll his eyes and go, let's get on with this. I think Cup is about ready to go anyway.
Powder Keg is going to just kind of face Huff when his son's not looking and just kind of mutter worst parts of his mother.
Okay. Wasn't intentional, but I like it. Anyways.
I'm tempted to make a really awful joke.
Do it.
So would you say that Powder Keg and Blinky's marriage is
On the rocks.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for finishing that for me.
But
No, Powder Keg and Blinky's marriage is going just fine.
Oh,
His
it's
kid
fine.
just might
Yeah,
be a bit of an asshole. He and Aurelia might get along if they talked.
Maybe.
Anyway, so what ends up happening is, the chaperones of the group sort of, lead off, following Cup of Sunshine as she sort of takes the group on a little tour of the city, showing them the sights, the various careers, passing by the landmarks that they may already know about, but don't think about all the potential careers and cutie marks that lie.
Could Tempered Steel could I make a roll of Tempered Steel trying to play, like, uplifting background music to make the conversation more interesting?
Yes. Go right ahead.
What? What instrument did you bring to this?
He's got like a string. It's like a stringed instrument. It's an ambiguous.
There are many stringed instruments in the world. What specifically?
It's a lute. Don't ask questions. Just assume it's a
It's a
lute.
ukulele.
It makes everything funnier.
It's a banjolele.
Yeah, that.
You may want to get on top of this, Jawa.
Yes.
No,
well, would I use? I mean, would I use next year?
cello, but
Is
he's
it-
playing
is it a
like
guitar?
violin.
It's like a guitar, banjo, ukulele thingy.
Make it a sitar just to be funny.
What?
A sitar.
Actually,
roll
that kind
your
of rocks.
A sitar would be amazing. Actually,
I don't even know what that is.
I think it's from Indian
It's an
origins.
Indian instrument.
It's a stringed instrument, from India.
Hold on. It actually kind of matches what you were going for anyway. So, hold on. Let me get up a picture for both.
This is a guitar ukulele thing.
It looks like this. It's kind of ridiculous. But yes, you feel free to make a roll.
Would I use dexterity for that or a different?
I would say dexterity for this one, yes.
Okay. I assumed as much, so.
One.
Hey now, don't be mean.
Don't be mean.
Don't be mean. Nat 2.
Right now. Right now. Don't be mean right now.
I keyed.
Oh, he did!
No!
Oh, you nat one.
You nat one on background music.
Oh my gosh!
Okay.
You started right.
Well, that's...
Turns out your sitar is really out of tune and one of the strings breaks as you play.
As you begin playing, one of the kids stops and, stops right in front of you going, "What is that noise?" Causing you to trip, and you accidentally bang your sitar against the ground. Nothing is broken, but, it's not working so well right at the moment. You're gonna need to fine-tune that thing.
Okay, then.
Kappa is just going to look at Brass Knuckles and go, "Well, I think we all learned a valuable lesson on, not just breaking out an instrument mid-walk cycle. Anywho."
Yeah, well, what kind of silly pony just breaks out in song in the middle of the street?
On career day, no less.
Indeed. That'd be dumb as hell.
I've heard it happens all the time in Ponyville.
Don't even think about it.
Don't even talk about
Don't even think about it.
Ponyville. There are a bunch of whack jobs out there.
To be... Javolt considers saying something, but, keeps to himself. But he starts humming under his breath. An ironic little tune.
Ironic, sure.
Okay. For what it's worth, the little foal who, you tripped over is incredibly sorry. Like, the little foal actually begins to cry about, messing you up, because he actually really liked it. It sounded really cool, but,
and also you're a police officer.
Also, yes, you're a police officer.
A giant minotaur at that.
He will mention kind of under his breath, "Please don't take me to jail."
Don't worry, I'm not going to arrest you. Just take this as a lesson to watch where you're standing in the future.
Yes, sir.
And he gives the kid a little pat on the head. Bam, bam.
The kid sniffles and then nods before getting back to the rest of the group.
And Brass Knuckles will try to fix up and tune his instrument as they go along.
Okay. You can take 20 on that. Basically, what ends up happening is, over the course of the next couple of hours, up to lunchtime, the group is taken through a wide array of all the mini chaperones' lives, and the lives of other parents who have volunteered to take time out of their busy day to demonstrate to their children exactly what it is they do and how they got their cutie marks and what that means, even if the cutie mark itself may not necessarily seem to apply to the job that they do. Several of the classmates, you visit a biomedical facility, which is incredibly sterile and has very tight security, so regrettably, nothing terribly exciting happens there. Plus, the one of the doctors who worked there had a really thick accent, making it kind of hard to tell what he was saying.
Nice.
Then,
reference.
It's Tibbs. It was Tibbs.
Oh.
It was always Tibbs.
Then...
Does he act like he knows Brass Knuckles?
He does not act like he knows Brass Knuckles.
Does he act like he knows Powder Keg?
He does act like he knows Powder Keg and says some incredibly unintelligible jargon to Powder that Powder may certainly get, but the kids and Kappa do not. Along with
Sweet Cake will actually lean over to Pop Rocks and said, "You never said your dad was bilingual."
I don't think he is. I think he just knows crazy talk when he hears it.
Can I roll
Sassy
perception
kid.
to hear this?
Sassy little kid. I love it.
Jesus,
Yes,
my
you
son's
can
a
have-
dick.
It was not
If I have
intentional.
kids, I want this one.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with this. I'm
Sweet
okay with
Cake
Powder
will-
having a dick
Sweet Cake will reply by saying, "Well, he'd have to living with you," and then just nudge him playfully. It's clearly meant as a jest, not a mean remark.
Let's see.
Pop Rocks will smile at that and nudge back.
21 to noticing what they said.
Oh, you heard. You heard clear as day.
Powder Keg is just gonna lean in real close to the two little kids. Just gonna go, "What you talking about there?"
Nothing, Dad.
We were just saying how good you are at understanding ponies. It must be an important part of your job, right? You must have to talk to a lot of people.
Oh no, you're fine, Flotsam. I'm
not Flotsam.
Sweet Cake.
sorry. You're fine, Sweet Cake. No. Powder actually said Flotsam. Wait, it wasn't Flotsam, was it? I can't remember all the skins. Sweet Cake? Was it Sweet Cake? Damn it.
Yeah, I'm Sweet Cake.
Oh,
You
forget I
can
said
tell
that
I'm the
word.
one with the bad accent. I didn't say that in character.
Damn it. Forget I said that. That's not a word. Don't ever say that.
You've kind of dropped a couple of minor swears while you were
Yeah.
here.
He's just so used to it.
That 14, which you see in the rolls room, is Pop Rocks attempting to sneak away. He does not do well.
No, Powder Keg is watching him. Now,
Is that
Pop
just
Rocks?
from that conversation?
Yeah, that was while he was trying to figure out Sweet Cake's name.
Now, I just want to make sure it wasn't like trying to sneak out of the room or sneak away
Oh,
from
no,
the
no.
group.
That was just sneak away from Dad. He recognized that Dad heard me making an insult tone.
Alright. Sweet Cake, you're a good kid. Make sure he doesn't do something stupid. Powder Keg goes back to the adults.
That's not gonna feel good. Dad thinks
Nope.
I'm gonna do something stupid.
Flotsam exchanges a look with Pop Rocks and rolls her eyes briefly, and then grins at him.
Pop Rocks will grin sheepishly. And I'm sorry, Weaver, I actually meant to say this. It completely slipped my mind. I do apologize. Monitor has actually been sticking really close to Javolt this entire time.
Oh.
She has been consistently the one pony who is actually incredibly eager to hear whatever it is he has to say and do. She was watching through the glass when he fixed the coffee machine. Though she's been kind of shy and hasn't really been talking with the other kids. But other such characters you meet are a historian who has a particular penchant for dark clothing and seems to get along really well with Zenkarn. Probably due to submitting some books in the past of a historical nature. Also notable for being just the slightest bit melodramatic.
Maybe a little creepy as well.
Little creepy. I mean, any speech that begins with, the death of ponies is an interesting facet of our existence. So much.
Flotsam hangs on his every damn word. Sweet Cake, sorry.
And a few other, many characters who are notably less interesting. Before finally the group breaks for lunch and everyone, gets a chance to sort of sit down and just reflect on what has happened so far and just sort of communicate with each other. Aurelia, as it happens, is being swarmed by the other kids.
who are all incredibly curious after some of them having heard the whole job thing, wanting to know how it is exactly that she got that job when she doesn't even have a cutie mark.
Dragons don't get cutie marks, you frickin' idiotic.
This does not stop the kids from pestering Aurelia.
You've got frickin' donkeys in the class. You know they don't get cutie marks. Is it really that hard of a concept?
I'm a Minotaur. Minotaurs don't get cutie marks.
One of the kids is going to pipe up, well, has anyone ever tried?
Why would we try? Why would we want this? Why would it be even evolutionarily? Why would it be good for a dragon to have a mark on their butt?
The little child will shrug and go, I don't know, probably the same reason it'd be good for any of the ponies.
Why is it good for you ponies? What does it even mean?
Flops,
I don't know.
Damn it. I'm going to get used to this eventually. Sweet Cake pipes up from the other end of wherever they are and says,
Well, if you had something on your butt, it might distract from the stick you got up it.
Whoa, okay.
Golden Crown, hoof bumps, Sweet Cake.
Oh no, Aurelia's gonna stand up.
Jesus,
And
the
start-
Manhattan, the Manhattan,
I'm
the
sorry.
Manhattan CMC is full of assholes.
Oh, Aurelia's gonna start stalking across the crowd
The
towards
dickishness, it
Sweet
just took
Cake.
over.
Powder Keg is going to put himself between Aurelia and Sweet Cake and be like, whoa, 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 hold on.
And
Don't
Devolf
do
is
something
actually
hasty.
going-
Nothing bad here. Nope. Now, Sweet Cake, I want you to apologize to little Dragoness here.
You're right, Mr. Keg. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Aurelia.
She just points
She's just
points
kinda
at her
giving
eyes
Aurelia a
and
wink.
points at you with two claws and slowly backs away.
Sweet Cake just looks over at Golden Crown and says, I like her.
Golden Crown just simply nods in agreement. Mort is a little more hesitant on the matter.
Oh, and as Aurelia's backing away, she kind of snorts out twin guffs of smoke as well.
This
Whoa,
gets
whoa,
more
whoa, please
admiration
don't start
from
any fires
kids.
in here. Oh, God.
If you
Sweet
do that,
slice, you kid.
Zencon will walk up behind you and just tap Aurelia on the back of the head and be like, settle, you're representing the company, remember?
Did you hear what she said?
Yeah, she's a child. Children are jerks. Get over it. You should know this. You are one.
Something about
I
that.
love
Something
how-
about that particular child just ticks me off.
You can set her on... Look, you can imagine setting her on fire, just don't
I
do it
will.
anywhere I'm gonna get in
will.
trouble for it.
I
love
can't
how
set
this-
ponies on fire with my mind yet.
One of the
I love
ponies.
how this is the opposite direction we'd be going if this were the normal game.
Mhm.
Look, Mr. Zencon, was it?
Yep.
Yeah. Look, you heard what the kids were saying back there, right?
Yeah, kids will be
Thank
kids,
you.
I guess.
Could you at least give me a little help in kind of keeping the kids together? Their teacher seems to be just gallivanting on ahead, not really paying attention much. And, look, they're gonna be stupid, but we need to prevent them from being that stupid again.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on the dragon, and
Thank
everything else should go fine. You'll behave, won't you?
you. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, but- Thank you.
Alright.
So we've got a GM who's away and a nat 1 that was just rolled.
You're rolling that one on. Ha!
Stealth popping up behind Aurelia. Yeah, Aurelia notices you and doesn't even care. Doesn't even care.
So Javolt sort of rubs at her head and says, So, how are you doing today, my fine reptile? I assume you're a reptile. Maybe you're a pseudo-reptile. I never
You can set on
really
fire.
examined the class species thing that much.
Aurelia turns around and breathes a tiny little ember of fire straight at your face. Not close enough to actually burn you, but enough to startle you.
What did I say about starting fires? God.
Should I
Last year.
roll
Damn
will
it.
to resist being startled?
No,
I guess?
well, just react however you would react.
Javolt actually leans into the fire breath.
It doesn't burn you, but Aurelia just backs off, like, what the? Back off.
Why should I?
Because you're creepy and I don't like you.
See, no, that's a reason
And
why
you have a dumb
want
name.
me.
I mean, the first and last one. The middle one's alright, but...
Aurelia,
No,
do we not just have a conversation about being nice?
No, I want to hear her reason for me backing up.
You're in the same business as me. You know the name. The name.
Oh, okay, look, I'm gonna be honest. The name's not gonna sell a book, but, you know, if that's how donkeys name their children, that's how donkeys name their children, we should respect that, even if it's stupid.
Aurelia just stares at you wide-eyed, like an utter shock that you're the voice of tolerance and reason here.
I know, it disgusts even me.
So, Javolt actually walks
the world
up to
truly
Zenkai.
has been, reality truly has been flipped upside down.
Javolt walks up to Zenkarn and says, "So you sell books, do you?
Yes, that's what a literary agent does. We had this
Have you
discussion. at the start
ever
of the day.
sold any books that came out of the Manehattan Arcanotech University?"
No, I deal mostly with fiction.
Ah, that would explain it then. Not that
Aurelia
fiction is a bad thing.
giggles and says, then I guess we should have talked to the Arcanotech University.
High five.
High five.
I don't get the joke.
I'm saying that your work is fiction. That's the joke. I ruined the joke now.
Powder Keg is at the moment looking appalled at the amount of childishness among even the adults here.
Javolt is going to walk up to Kappa. Is in back yet?
Yeah, I'm back.
Am I the only actual adult here? Oh.
And so Javolt
Hey,
walks
Celestia,
up
please
to
help me.
Kappa, throws a leg around his shoulders.
Brass Knuckles will raise up his hand in response to that, like, yes, I'm an adult here.
I'm the only adult here.
Notably, only one other adult actually raises their hand. Despite the fact that all of them are watching what's going on.
So yeah, like I said, Javolt walks up to Kappa, throws a leg around her shoulders and says, "You know, I think this lunch break has gone on long enough. Let's make our way to our next stop." And he starts sort of dragging her off to the university ward.
Sweet Celestia, it's like a nightmare of parents trying to be the cool one. Oh.
Brass Knuckles start moving in that direction in case, Kappa needs help with, Javolt.
Kappa will, after a few moments, push Javolt off and go, "All right, that's fantastic, but, I might need to, refill one cup and empty another, if you know what I mean. So, I will meet you all at the university and, be back shortly." And, with that, Kappa will actually start, a little bit more hastily than intended, running, back in the sort of general direction of the coffee shop and school, across the street from the school, I should say. Not coffee shop and school combined.
The block's main attraction is the coffee shop, obviously.
Oh yeah, obviously. But not before stopping.
Be hilarious.
No, it's great. They're on the same street, so you can sit and drink coffee and watch something in the school explode.
Not before briefly stopping, turning to Brass Knuckles and going, "You're in charge. Make sure nothing gets damaged or destroyed at the university."
Come along, kids. This way. And Javolt starts leading the kids off.
No. All right, we're gonna do this orderly.
I work at the university. I know the plan.
I should have let Blinky come. I should have let Blinky do this. Then she'd be the non-cool parent.
I'll turn the Powder Keg and I'll be like, "Look, if you're seriously here to be the cool parent, you're doing it wrong."
You kind of are, yeah.
Could you please render assistance?
And Javolt is basically almost taking control of the situation.
Try and organize.
Not necessarily.
Are they ready? Are they at the point where they're ready to go to the university?
You can see that most of the kids and adults have finished lunch, and most of them were just simply talking and or watching the ensuing chaos.
Sweet Cake is feeding her crusts to her
Brass
squirrel.
Knuckles. What?
Sweet Cake is
Craggy is
feeding
a
her sandwich
squirrel?
crusts to her squirrel.
No,
Scree the squirrel.
It's not Craggy.
It's Gree.
Yeah, no Craggy in this universe, just a buttload of pets.
Yeah, crap ton
Including
of
Scree the
pets.
squirrel.
Exotic pets, no less.
Yep.
You
Including
and your
dogs.
rich family.
Okay. Brass Knuckles will try to organize the group and try to recruit the parents to assist in organizing the group so that they can get a move on to the university.
Yeah, Javolt, instead of leading them down the path that was marked, leads them down the path leading to the interesting laboratories.
We're not there yet. We're still in the...
Just putting that out there.
Brass Knuckles
Pretend-
was given something indicating where they're going, where they're supposed to go.
The university is fairly well known, and admittedly, this is known as the part of the field trip where that Kappa has been saving for last, because most of these jobs would be considered incredibly interesting for kids, which actually include police officers and demolitions experts, and yes, scientist who happens to have his own TV show. So
Brass Knuckles will lead them on, and if Javolt tries and lead them in the wrong direction, he will do his best to keep the group from being detoured by him.
Is this an opposed
Let's
will
not.
check?
Let's not, please.
No.
not an opposed will check.
Powder Keg will take up the rear, watching the students to make sure none of them are running off somewhere stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly keeping an eye on his own son and his friends.
Mm-hmm.
I would assume all parents are just sticking with their children at this point. Or all
Yeah.
adults are sticking with children, associated children.
Mm-hmm. Pop
You're
Rocks
not my
has
real dad.
Oh, thank God for that.
says Aurelia to Zenkar.
It's a running joke we have, I would imagine.
I would imagine that. You can hear one of the adults whisper, "Oh, thank God! Oh, thanks, Celestia." I mean,
That's right, we can actually say Celestia and Luna.
yes, we sure can.
We can say that in the other one, we just choose not to.
It's why every time I say...
I was just gonna say, Pop Rocks at this point has actually livened up a little bit. He's less morose and, half asleep. Still making snarky comments. Just, that seems to be the default form of, or default state of being.
And
God,
down
he's
there,
a teenager already.
down there are the Tesla coils. Nobody go down those stairs. You are not authorized.
Have we actually arrived at the university yet?
Yes, I would say after about 15 minutes of walking, you arrive at the university grounds, notably absent of students.
What?
Huh?
Yes, notably absent of students.
Is this? I'm going to roll knowledge to see if that's normal. Or
Perfectly fine. Go right ahead.
all right, here's my expert skill going down. 27.
A 27. Okay. You know that this is a sort of preparatory measure for career day, because the 2 years prior, a certain member of the CMC happened to pre-plan something with a university student, and it resulted in the grounds being covered in tree sap for a week and a half.
That was a good
Tree
week
sap.
and a
All the
half for
places that should not
science.
be tree sap.
That sounds awesome.
Subsequently, on career day, the students at the university are free because they are not supposed to have access to anything on campus.
Which means Javolt has access to everything.
Which means Javolt has access to everything.
Oh, this is going
No
to
way this
end
could possibly
well.
go wrong.
I love how there were two.
Oh, no.
This is a session where Din doesn't even have to plan for any sort of antagonism. It's just Javolt.
It just happens!
Is there like a
We're doing
visitor center
Javolt,
of
and then we have to do
some
police
kind or a
officer.
check-in center?
There is a front desk to the university, but that's not where the kids would be directed to.
Well, is there someone that comes to meet them?
Nope. Javolt was actually kind of planned to be the tour for this one.
Okay, then.
Oh boy.
Who authorized this?
Apparently, Javolt carries Javolt's name carries a lot. Javolt's really crappy name carries a lot of weight in this university.
The Sunshine hadn't had her coffee that morning.
Sunshine had not had coffee that morning.
Okay,
Also, she
Javolt-
had met Javolt.
It's like 8 a.m. when she signed.
Okay, Javolt is going to start the tour by
Brass
going
Knuckles
through
will
the,
reluctantly relieve leading to Javolt.
Javolt starts the tour by going through his TV studio, which is obviously big and sciencey.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes off to the actual laboratories, which are even bigger and more sciencey.
Bigger and more sciencier. At that point,
Brass Knuckles will keep a close eye to make sure none of the kids are getting into anything they shouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Roll a perception check, please.
Everyone?
Okay.
Everyone roll a perception check.
Everyone.
Alrighty then.
Okay.
Everyone.
Aurelia would
Including
normally
the
be messing
kids?
with stuff, but Javolt has managed to kind of make this super uninteresting for her. So
Okay, so I got an 11.
Well,
I
this
didn't
is a
do
great
anything
session.
wow.
today.
Right. I got
I've got a knock, but I forgot to add that on. So 11.
So, Zenkon, you fall into a pit of mutant radioactive waste.
no,
Woohoo! Back to video games now.
Oh, goodness. Sorry, what
I'm
just happened?
Let me
Zenkarn
roll my perception.
rolled a nat 1 on
24.
perception.
And
I got it.
did you
I
add
got
a...
24.
Okay.
Yeah, I got an 11. I forgot to add the 9 base stat to mine.
Okay.
Are we going to be adding,
I mean, you add perception to it.
I have the +5 bonus to, no wait, that's not. Yeah, no wait, that's, okay, never mind.
Alright. Here's what I'm going to say happens. Aurelia and Sweet Cake, you guys happen to notice that, off to the side, there is a slightly open, unlocked door that is emitting some pretty serious light.
Would Powder Keg as well, since he got a 24?
Yeah, I'm getting to that. I'm kind of doing it in bits and pieces.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, I thought,
Yes.
okay.
The reason I asked everybody is, this is a big lab. There's going to be a lot of things to look at. So, Aurelia and Sweet Cake, you notice that, off to the side, one of the side areas, is a door that is slightly open and definitely glowing a lot more than it should. And seems, a little more interesting than, the mostly empty laboratory that Javolt is showing off.
Javolt is trying to do little micro experiments, chemistry explosions, controlled, but...
Exactly. Powder, you notice that Pop Rocks has, decided to, look into one of the, cabinets marked hazardous chemicals, do not touch. Sorry, I'm trying to think of, Javolt and, Knuckles, or Brass Knuckles, you notice that, or rather, I guess in Knuckles' case, you notice that there are fewer children here in this room than when you entered the university.
That was quick.
Oh, no. Does Pop Rocks weigh less than 50 pounds?
Yes, Pop Rocks weighs less than 50
Pop
pounds.
Rocks is now being levitated above the ground while Powder Keg pulls him away from the hazardous chemicals.
You can hear Pop Rocks let off a...
All right, everybody, do a group check, find out who's here and who's wandered off.
And
Yes.
Everybody.
are you still doing the results of perception checks?
There was one, yes. Javolt, you notice that, Monitor is among the missing.
Yeah, Javolt wraps up what he's doing and says, "Alrighty, now we're going on a search for our missing classmates."
Yes, Brass Knuckles will.
Oh, crud.
Brass Knuckles will try to round everybody up in a group so that they can get a head count and find out who's present and who's missing.
Javolt is trying to pretend that this was all planned, just to keep the kids calm.
And he will enlist the assistance of the adults to
Are any of the adults missing?
to get the kids together.
No, it's the adults, what is clear is that the children that are not missing are the ones that have their parents there as chaperones.
Do we have a list of some sort of kids to count off?
There's probably a class list, yeah.
There is.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Dally, go right ahead.
Okay, so how many?
Dally first, please.
Thank you. Flotsam looks around at the mention of missing ponies. Are her friends Mort and Golden Crown still there?
One moment. I'm just gonna do something real fast. Mort and Golden Crown are still there. They are, however, heading for that room that you and Aurelia saw.
Sweet, going to.
Does
Stealth?
Powder Keg notice them all going towards that?
Stealth?
Yeah, roll stealth versus perception.
Should I roll
Okay, I'm going to have
that too?
Brass Knuckles make a perception check on that as well.
Aurelia could not care less.
Zencon gives none of the shit.
Shit, only a 17.
I got a
Javolt
26.
notices.
Yep. Do I know what this glowing room is?
Sorry, one moment. Detective Knuckles does not see the kids, nor does Powder Keg. Javolt does. You know that this room is harmless to those who know what they're doing in it.
Oh
dear.
Javolt sort of smiles broadly, grabs Brass Knuckles, says, "Keep them here, and tell them stories," and walks quickly off to the room.
Brass Knuckles is going to get the parents to round up the kids in a group so he can do a head count to find out who else for certain, to find out who is missing and who is present.
You will note the parents, regrettably, do not actually know exactly how many kids are in the class or who is missing, because that...
I'm talking about, you mentioned a class list, right?
Yes, there is a class list. It is with Kappa, though.
Oh, goody! That's
wonderful.
Great.
So Powder Keg is currently holding on to his son, and
Pop Rocks is letting out just kind of a continuous groan. At one point, turning and saying, "Dad, stop being so embarrassing."
Okay, does Brass Knuckles know where Kappa went? That she went back to the coffee shop, or is that?
Yeah, it was made pretty clear she went back to the coffee shop. Yes.
Okay, Brass Knuckles, is there a phone in the room?
Roll another perception check.
A phone in a lab might be kind of hard to find. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Alternatively, ask someone who maybe knows the university where a phone might be visible, or where a phone might be.
Yeah, he's going to find out where a phone. He's going to try and find out where Actually, is there a safer room that's nearby to this laboratory? Am I on? Sorry, I think I cut off there for a moment.
You were cutting in and out a little bit. Is
there a safe?
The lab is technically safe. Like, it is honestly a safe place because everything that could be dangerous is clearly labeled and, out of the way. It's just, it's just a large...
He is going to try and find out where a phone is.
Well, there's, one person in the room who works for the university.
Okay.
I'm going to say that the phones here are directly connected to the university PA and don't actually connect to the rest of the phone lines because the actual phone is in the central security office. So they can broadcast warnings to the university.
And they can probably speak to each other, as normal in-house phones would be able to do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's going to, okay, so I make a perception check for a phone in this room.
Of course, I don't think Javolt explains that at all, so...
Yeah, probably doesn't get a chance to. You do not see a phone in this room.
Okay, he is going to, entrust the parents with keeping the kids there while he goes to find a phone.
Alrighty then.
The party is splitting up so much.
Yeah.
Welcome to my world.
Welcome to the world, but it's harder than I thought.
Guys, you
Yeah,
gave me a building before. I assumed I was supposed to go into it.
Yeah, I mean, Powder Keg can't really do much. He's just kind of holding on to his kid right now and making sure that none of the other kids that are with their parents
let's let
are
the
leaving.
plot advance a little bit.
Door.
Let us go to Golden Crown, Mort, and Sweet Cake, who have just entered the thaumaturgical wing of the university labs, aka where they test magic out. And in this, the reason that this room was glowing in such a spectacular manner is that in a sort of crystalline container in a corner of this room is a just incredibly bright sort of dark pinkish hue. It seems to be just energy pulsating out of this crystalline object. And written underneath that is sample of Twilight Sparkle's magic.
Sweet Cake's eyes go wide, and she nudges the other two excitedly. Cutie Mark Crusaders, Arcanotech specialists?
Golden Crown is going to give an even wider grin and go, Cutie Mark Crusaders, Arcano-Techno specialists thingies? No. Cutie Mark Crusader princesses! Just think of that.
Sweet Cake goes, ooh.
Mort looks a little less interested in the prospect, but...
This can only end well.
Yes, Alicorn Princess Mort. Golden Crown is going to turn to Mort and go, alright, you watch the door, make sure we weren't followed. Sweet Cake? Damn it,
we're all gonna keep doing it.
Everybody's
yes, we are.
Keep doing it.
Golden Crown's actually
Lost
gonna say, no, yeah, she's gonna say, SC, that thing's pretty high up. I think I'm gonna need you to get it. And then once we have it, I'll use my magic to maybe get it open. We'll see what we can do with it.
Stopping at no time to think about the consequences of this, Sweet Cake immediately flies up.
Alright. So I assume you're going to grab the crystalline container?
I will, try and grab it carefully at first, just to make sure it's not too hot or cold to the touch.
Despite the appearance of, intense light and radiation, it's not actually hot or cold. It feels just kind of like a crystal, to your
This is how we cause the apocalypse.
Alright, and then I assume you're going to pick it up?
Very carefully, yes. I may be
might.
reckless, but I'm not that reckless.
Roll
Still
might.
fairly
Oh gosh.
Roll a might check.
Oh, might. Oh, okay.
As in might not.
Hang on. Sorry, I've lost my tab.
And she
Might.
rolls a
3!
natural 20.
No way this can possibly go wrong.
Oh, goodness.
D20 plus 3. 12.
A 12.
Oh no.
Despite its appearance, it is incredibly heavy. Though it seems like it might just be a generally light crystal. Somehow this energy within it has mass, or has given the crystal much more masks than anticipated, and it drops.
Shit.
One moment.
I want to try and catch it.
Acrobatics.
I would say reflexes.
Twilight magic is incredibly dense.
More like
acrobatics, say.
Yes, acrobatics.
Okay, that's a 5.
15.
Can I add a magic point?
Sorry, my dogs are now freaking out. You do not need to add a magic. You catch it. You catch it just before it hits the ground, and reduce its descent to the merest dink against the floor.
When does Javon get into this room?
She kind of, what?
Nothing.
In comic timing, Javolt must enter the room the moment that tinks.
Yes, actually. You are correct. At the very moment that it hits, that it is gently hitting the floor, Mort goes, "We've got company!" And Javolt enters.
And Javolt strides in and says, "What exactly have you two? 3? There are 3 of you here.
Mr. Truthseeker, this thing fell off and we only just managed to catch it.
Golden Crown and Mort nod vigorously.
Fell off, did it? Well,
He pushes it towards him.
We can't have that." Javolt picks up the crystal, makes a show of examining it, almost puts it back on the shelf, and then says, "What did you think this was going to do, anyway?"
I don't know. What is it?
It's clearly labeled.
She blinks.
I was so busy trying to catch it, I didn't read it.
Javolt makes a show of stepping to the side so she can read the label.
She reads it.
Oh, it must be some really powerful magic then, huh?
Indeed. Powerful enough to melt bones while you're still alive.
Ooh.
It's rather
Gold.
painful.
This doesn't face her. She just looks fascinated.
Golden Crown also looks fascinated. Mort looks terrified.
Mort's the smart
Or,
one.
of course, that's assuming it's put in its destructive formats. As is, it's fairly neutral. If it had activated, the results would be quite random. And honestly, not all that spectacular, except in mass propensity. You know how much of it is. For all I know, you all could have just smelled like flowers for the next month or so.
Well, it's a good thing you... Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Golden Crown seems to consider that, shrug, and go, "Or we could have become princesses."
Yeah, about that. Technically, becoming an alicorn does not automatically make you a princess. I don't think. I think that's actually something Celestia has to do. She has to say, "You are now a princess." She does it with most of the alicorns. There was that one, though. We don't talk about her.
Golden Crown is going to give Sweetcake a look. Like, do you really believe this guy?
Sweetcake returns the look.
Point is, maybe later, when you're old enough, you might become princesses, but right now, I would suggest you become ponies first.
Sweetcake looks down at her 4 hooves, flaps her wings a little, touches her muzzle, and goes,
Dr. Truthseeker, I think I already am a pony.
No, you're a foal. That's something quite different. A foal can become a pony, or can become a monster. And
she narrows her eyes a little.
I'm pretty sure a foal is a type of pony.
And I'm pretty sure that this didn't fall off on the ground, but we can't all be right, can we?
Ooh.
You make a very good point, Doctor.
Indeed.
Golden Crown at this point is going to go, "Well, it'd be a shame if something happened to your funding, though, wouldn't it, Doctor?"
Oh no!
And Jibble actually turns around, smiles.
I forgot we had influence.
That's
Smiles
right.
at Golden
Crown and
says,
Sweetcakes are rich, spoiled kids.
Smiles at Golden Crown and says, "Yes, it would, wouldn't it? It would be a shame if some horrible incidents were to happen to the funding, In which case, the entire city, which relies on our innovations to keep it powered, might go back to, Ponyville's standards of technology. Have you been to Ponyville recently?
Golden Crown is going to give Sweet Cake a mock look of horror and go, "Oh no! We'll still be rich in a city that now has to rely on us for technological advancements."
You're assuming that you'll be in the city.
Golden Crown's gonna stick her tongue out and go, "I've moved before, jackass."
Oh.
Bolts
Mouths on these kids.
puts the crystal back on the shelf and says, "I'll make you a little deal, Miss Crown. I know you can make up new identities, so you can serve in, let's call it some goodwill or other, probably in an orphanage, because obviously this is supposed to teach you a lesson in humility, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And when I miraculously come and find you after a month or so of you being missing, then I might consider letting you touch this crystal."
Is everyone here a mafia don?
Yes.
When did
I
you
want to start
become
killing
a
people in my
jackass?
spare time.
Wait, he's always been an ass. What am I saying?
Golden Crown's just gonna shrug and go, I bet it'd just be easier to meet Princess Twilight.
Yes, it probably would. You know, I think I've actually talked to her a couple of times.
Bad OC.
Well,
I
I
mean,
don't
if
think-
if they've got that magic in the university, it actually wouldn't
Yeah.
be a surprise.
It was, the general knowledge, she has not been in Manhattan in some time.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
The crystal was sent there for, the crystal was sent there for other reasons.
Well, I didn't talk to her in person. It was a big science convention.
In fact, she barely noticed me.
In fact, it wasn't a science convention. It was bingo night, and I wasn't even there. Sorry, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Golden Crown will turn to Sweet Cake and go, "Come on, let's go see if there's anything else that's interesting in this place."
You know, you do seem fairly interested in science. All I'm concerned about is whether you do it unsupervised. If you come with me, he goes to a door in the back of this room and puts his hoof on the handle. I might be able to show you something interesting.
This can only end well.
Don't you have kids to be looking for?
I was going to say, Sweet Cake gives a dubious look in the direction of Sweet Cake and Mort and says,
Golden
"That's
Crown and
awful nice of you, That's awful nice of you, Dr. Truthseeker, but I heard that some of the other kids were still..."
Dr. Javolt.
"Oh, Dr. Javolt. Well, I heard that some of the other kids might still be missing. We actually came in here to see if they were in here. But I guess they're not, so we should look somewhere else now, huh?"
Mm-hmm. Well, that's quite responsible of you. I'm sure that Mr. Knuckles will be glad to see you back. And,
Of course. And we'll be glad to see him.
could you
Come on,
perhaps
Brody,
tell me
come on.
where else you have searched for these missing children?
Well, this is the first place we looked.
I see.
We only noticed like 10 minutes ago. Jeez.
Of course you did.
And you're probably rather that we go and stay back with Officer Knuckles now, right? Since we almost got into trouble in here. Boy, it's a good thing you came in when you did. Anyway, come on, you two. Let's go catch up with the others. Thanks for your help, Doctor.
Javolt is going to roll perception to see if they smuggled anything out.
They didn't, incidentally. Or at least I didn't.
You need to put
You're also watching to make sure they go where they need to.
Yeah. What?
There's only
Sorry?
2 doors in the room, so...
So what does an 18 mean?
An 18 tells you they did not do anything else in the room.
Right? Javolt smiles to himself and says, "Got to know how to handle them." And he walks out after them.
Really? Patting yourself on the back.
It's Javolt, of course.
It's early campaign Javolt all over again.
Yep.
Kind of is.
Kind of is.
White.
No, kind of, yeah.
He's a bit better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Javon makes sure they get back to the main group, and then he starts going around the lab to see if there are any other kids. He's actually going to use his loudspeaker to start calling for the missing kids. The loudspeaker's audiomancy. It's just basically he's shouting everywhere.
While one or two of the kids do come back, it's still not all of the children that have gone missing.
Is
So
Monitor
Powder
among
Keg is
these
going
kids?
to
Is Monitor still missing?
Monitor is still missing.
Yeah.
Powder Keg is going to leave his kid with one of the other parents and say, make sure he doesn't wander off. He likes to do that. And then he's going to go looking around the lab for the other kids.
Aurelia, thoroughly bored by just about this entire trip so far, is going to take a nap.
All right.
Has Brass Knuckle hitted a phone yet?
I will say that yes, after during that whole ordeal in the magic room, yes, Brass Knuckles has managed to locate a phone.
Okay, a phone that just is it?
It is an actual working phone. It is a payphone sitting outside of the buildings.
Okay, he will call the coffee shop.
Do you happen to have that number memorized?
Roll general knowledge.
Roll general knowledge. Indeed.
And hope you roll very high.
I reckon one of the other parents probably has it memorized.
Yeah, or Kappa. Kappa probably has it memorized.
Yeah,
Kappa's
she's
not
yeah.
there.
Yeah! I happen to be aware of this.
You did not
continue-
roll high enough.
Oh, not
I
with a 9.
continued to roll terribly this campaign.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And yeah, this version of Tempered Steel doesn't have his Destiny roll thing going on.
Nope, not yet. At any rate.
We're not overpowered.
No, you do not know the coffee shop number. Unfortunately.
Okay, Steel's gonna get his coins back, and then he's going to rush back inside to get a number. But he's going to
What are you gonna do? Google it?
Hold on.
Doesn't she, I
He's
mean,
going to.
is the teacher in charge? Doesn't, she have like a pager or a cell phone that, Knuckles would know the number to?
I don't think we have cell phones yet in this.
No, it's not.
Western
It's not
world.
quite a cell phone universe. There are phones, but not cell phones. The closest magical equivalent would be, like a Dragonfire type message. And
Aurelia.
I don't think Aurelia knows that.
No, I don't. People ask me all the time, like, no, I don't know the frickin' letter trick. Stop asking.
No, I can't send your creepy fan mail to the princesses. Oh my god.
Okay, so one moment.
Wait, how
Fortunately, between the 4 parents that you can find, they can at least put together the phone number for you, so that yes, you do know how to call Mayor Bucks now.
So he runs out, realizes he doesn't have the number, runs back inside, gets the number, and runs back outside to call.
As you run out, Zancom will look up from the little notebook that he's reading and be like, get me another coffee while you're there.
Can I make a perception roll to see if he sees any signs of any of the missing kids as he's going?
Absolutely.
Oh, hey, I actually didn't roll terrible that time. I got a 16.
16. You actually spot one of the kids on your way up. That brings the total missing kid count down to 3.
Okay, he will do a side detour, and he will go to retrieve, and he will go after the kid on his way.
All right. The kid fortunately complies. It's actually the kid just kind of the kid saw a bathroom, decided to use it, and got lost on the way out because everybody had moved on without him.
All right, let's get you back to the group.
Actually, someone in the chat brings up a good point. You could have called the police station and asked the dispatcher for help finding a location or number.
Yeah, that's not as fun.
Things we didn't think about.
Welcome to our show.
Now that you think about it, is there like a number that a police officer could use to get around, calling for emergency situations?
You mean calling like on payphones? Yes.
Yeah.
You would legitimately just call this. You'd call dispatch.
Yeah.
Who would
Okay,
probably get shitty at you for calling them to ask for a number of a coffee shop of all things, but still.
Well, I mean, if you have to look up a business that happens to be, in a case, then whatever.
I guess.
You do that in LA Noire all the time.
Is this a case, though, Spud? Let's be honest. Really?
The case of the really needed a coffee teacher.
Hi, that's gonna sound really great. Dispatch, what's your issue? I lost some kids in a university, and now I'm trying to contact their teacher, who's probably, at a coffee shop somewhere. Weren't you meant to be in charge? Shut up.
Weren't you supposed to be their police escort?
Have you ever had to deal with kids? They are slippery little buggers.
That's true.
You're not supposed to hold them.
Especially these kids. I mean, these kids are just assholes in like every sense of the word.
Hey, it's only two of us.
Few good kids in there.
Name one.
Yeah, but
Mort.
Mort's fine.
Okay, Mort, fine, but
apparently the
there's
main
actually-
group CMC and Powder's kid are assholes.
Powder's kid's just sassy. He's not an asshole. He's just sassy.
Aurelia's a little bit of an asshole, but that's okay.
Aurelia is, and Golden Crown is, and to a certain extent, Sweet Cake. Actually, that was Aurelia was going to start a fight.
The way I'm seeing it is Powder Cake Kid. I mean, seems to be I guess the idea was he was a member of the CMC, but it seems more like he's a friend of the CMC and doesn't care enough to actually do their stuff.
Yeah, I
kind of like that idea. He's like that one member who shows up to get credit and then leaves.
Yeah.
It looks good on a resume.
Sweet Cakes is kind of like probably what Dally was aiming for originally but
with
couldn't
Flotsam.
because
No, Flotsam was not
one,
going to
the rest of the group were terrible people, and two,
Flotsam was not going to be that bad.
so now
I was just
What were
going
you
to
gonna
say
say?
that Pop Rocks is normally friendlier. It's just, frankly, the whole field trip thing is kind of put him in a sour mood.
That's fair. Class field trips suck.
All right.
I guess he
Anyway,
probably
CMC.
also normally takes a little bit more part in CMC activities, just right now his dad's on his back.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He is CMC, but I think they probably kind of agreed beforehand that if the parents
We
were
don't
around,
know
we'd
each
have-
other. Our parents are around, we don't know each other.
Anyways, Detective Knuckles will make a call to the coffee shop and try and get in touch with Cup of Sunshine.
This is Mailbox, how may I help you?
Hello, is there a Cup of Sunshine there?
Oh my god, could you imagine asking that to a bar? Turn around and be like, that's not on the menu. No, I meant the pony.
Fortunately, Cuppa frequents the shop enough that, the Marista goes, oh, yes, she just left with, some kid. I don't know. He's been here for a while, kind of talking, Maricino's ear off. I don't know about what.
Mentioning that, can you imagine, trying to get in touch with Applejack if she got into a bar?
Oh, goddamn.
Yeah, I'd like Applejack. I'm sorry, what? You can't drink it over the phone, buddy. No.
Like an Applejack, are you coming here to pick that up? Well, I mean, I would. No, wait, hang on.
I mean, well, no. I mean, my brother had a friend whose dad was actually named Michael Hunt. Imagine calling that into a bar.
Oh, God.
yeah.
Can I get a Michael
wow.
Hunt, please? Has anybody seen Michael Hunt?
Yep. I've heard that.
I'm pretty sure I've heard someone called Richard had as well.
Yep.
You just
Oh God.
I do not get all these puns.
probably for the best.
Yeah,
Let's
for the
let's
best.
try and get back on track, shall we?
Let's move on.
Marebucks.
Yes, Marebucks. So, the Marista informs you that, Kappa is heading back, just a little bit behind because, again, one of the kids had actually been stuck there the entire time, talking.
Okay, so that brings the count. All right.
Yes, it brings the count down to one other missing child and Moniker.
Oh boy.
She's got a love life, doesn't she?
All right.
No.
Thank you. Have a good day.
This is elementary school.
And?
Middle school is where you start looking for that. Or at least 5th grade.
All right,
This is
so,
great.
This is unspecified pony school, and I'm just gonna say, no, Monitor does not have a love life.
Yeah, I'm surprised I even engaged that.
Anyway.
Yes,
all
right,
right.
we'll be
So
trying to
Temperate
teach you to
Steel's Temperate Steel's next step is to go find the campus security.
Campus security, is kind of hard to track down, actually. I'm gonna have you roll another perception check. Did Jawa drop? Oh, no.
So
Sorry,
I'm here.
I missed
All right.
that.
So yes, I got so that's on top of my 9, right, perception.
Yes. Okay.
So,
It takes you a few minutes, but you do find campus security, who is currently talking with Powder Keg. Because
Yeah, so I was saying that there's 2 missing kids right now. One of them's a donkey. Looks kind of like Javolt. if
Wait,
you
wait,
recognize
Monitor's
him,
an Earth
but-
Pony.
Oh,
Yeah, Monitor's an Earth Pony.
Wait,
It's not
no.
Jenny.
Oh, okay.
and no,
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
Knuckles hasn't
There's
let anyone
two-
know about what.
2 ponies missing. He kind of gives the description of. He
You have
doesn't
kids
actually know what they
who-
look
you have
like. He's
kids-
just like, we're missing kids, and I really don't like the idea of them just being out and about around here. It's a bit.
To be fair,
Yeah.
Monitor would be pretty familiar with the place, but
But it's not like they would know
It
that.
is true. We have kids on this campus that are missing, and we need to try and find them ASAP.
The security guards nod at you and go, all right, well, it'll probably be easier if we split up, so why don't you two check down, grab a few other adults, see if you can't check down, like, the east wing, and we'll check the west.
Alright.
All right then. And
and Tempered Steel will let them know the room that all the other parents and kids are in, so if they find them, they can bring them back there.
Mhm.
Okay, Tempered Steel will head back there.
Dr. Javolt, you know this place. I would ask your assistance in trying to help find some of the kids. We're organizing a search pattern right now.
All right.
Yeah. We need to
And
find them.
All right.
Walks off and starts leading the way again. And he
All
will
right,
inform the parents that one of the kids and the teacher on their way back.
Sweet cake.
And also ask that if the teacher gets back to fill her in on the current situation.
Okay. Sweet cake. Roll general knowledge for me, please.
Okay, let me just look that up. General knowledge. Oh, I'm quite good at that. 21.
A 21. Just looking at the group, you know who the pony is that's missing. It is Nutmeg Rush.
Yeah, Sweet Cake had been occupying herself with playing with Scree, but at this she kind of, encourages Scree back into her pocket and nudges, Mort, Pop Rocks, and, Goldie and says,
Hey, you guys know where Nutmeg is?
Golden Crown's just gonna shrug. Pop Rocks will shake his head, and Mort's gonna just very, very quietly go, no? Were we supposed to know?
Nah, it's just, I don't know. Who's the best?
I'm gonna say that Flotsam knows who Nutmeg's friend is, like who she's friends with in the class.
Mm-hmm.
She's probably closest with, Bitterberry, say.
Okay.
So, Sweet Cake will go over to Bitterberry and say,
Hey, Bitterberry, you know where Nutmeg is?
Bitterberry will give Sweetcake a short look, and then, kind of smile widely and go, maybe, but it'll cost ya.
Sweetcake pulls some candy out of her satchel. How many?
Bitterberry will methodically count it out, before going, how about this? I don't really feel like candy right now, because lunch wasn't that long ago. But, how about you owe me a favor? How about that?
Huh. You drive kind of a hard bargain, Bitter. Okay, I'll owe you a favor, as long as it's nothing illegal.
Bitter will shake her head and go, Are you kidding me? Nutmeg's dad would kill me.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make sure. Wouldn't put it past you.
Bitterberry's smile is very much a shit-eating grin at this point, and then she'll whisper in Sweetcake's ear, I think I saw her heading towards the track on the east side of campus.
Sweetcake nods and shrugs.
It sounds kind of like Nutmeg. Still, I wonder why here.
She kind of looks around. How many parents are in this room?
There are a total of 6 parents, not including, obviously not including the Javolt, Knuckles, and Powder pair, or trio.
And what about Zenkarn? Is he counted in this?
Zenkarn is counted among the 6.
Okay.
Because he and Aurelia have not left the room.
Nope.
We are the easiest players to DM for.
Yeah, we basically just do nothing and get all the credit. Oh crap, Zenkarn's cuteness is wearing off on me.
I try. To be fair though, Dan, I would like to say I am still having fun. This is great. Just listening to this is fantastic.
Okay, because, hearing that makes me worry that I'm not giving you guys enough to do.
It's a tricky situation. Don't worry about it. Aurelia, still napping, actually.
Oh, well, Aurelia sure is a lively dragon.
Well, baby dragons need their sleep.
Alright.
Alright,
So I guess, the search party? Also, Cutie Mark Crusader search party?
I was thinking maybe.
Well, first you gotta get out of the room with all the parents.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Or maybe,
actually
let them know.
Be irresponsible enough.
Just sneak out. Let's be honest.
Responsive. Doesn't ring a bell.
Responsible? I don't know. I don't get it. Must be
Bible?
French. It's the response Bible, guys. Anyway.
Responsible?
So.
This is my response to the Bible. It's a Bible.
What would Sweetcake like to do?
I'm trying to think how I want to play this. She does actually look, vaguely part curious, part concerned. She'll kind of look to Pop Rocks Mort and Golden Crown and sort of say,
Do you guys reckon we should go look for her?
Mort will shake his head no, Pop Rocks will shrug, and Golden Crown will nod vigorously.
Oh, well that settles it then. Mort, you stay here, and if anything goes wrong, you can tell them where Nutmeg Rush went to and that we went to look for her. Pop Rocks, you just cover for us, okay? Goldie and I'll sneak out and go see if we can find her.
Mort will still be shaking his head no, and just quietly mouthing, Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it!
Why not?
Because you're gonna get in trouble!
I've been in trouble before. You won't get in trouble, don't worry.
Mort will let out a sigh, and Pop Rocks will pat Mort on the back before saying, don't worry, I'll take care of things.
Thanks, Pop. Okay, come on, Goldie.
Golden Crown will follow Sweetcake.
Roll stealth to sneak away?
Yes, roll stealth.
Powder Cake should have talked to Mort, not Flotsam.
Yeah!
Yep.
D20 plus 5. 15.
15.
Zenkan can probably multitask, so while reading, probably looking up and just double checking on everything. Can I roll perception?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Stop,
And then he-
stop
and then he-
trying to curse the other players.
And then he gets to
Nat 1.
Javolt.
Better yet,
Holy
perception roll for Nat 1, so technically I
Holy
succeeded
cow.
on the fail.
That's amazing.
Ooh, boy. Yes. You see a book. Actually, I did a roll myself, and, unfortunately, Golden Crown not as stealthy. She kind of, as you two are sneaking out, she trips and runs into a table, which makes all of the glassware on top of it start to shake and rattle and make a bit more noise than intended.
Quick as a flash, Sweet Cake whirls around and, kind of grabs Golden Crown, forces her down slightly with a look saying play along, and says, "Oh my gosh, Goldie, are you okay?"
At this point,
Golden
Aurelia
Crown.
is aroused to wakefulness.
Golden Crown will, nod before going, "Oh, I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I just need to wash off this little scratch. It only hurts a little bit."
Can I take her to the restroom to get this cleaned up?
The parents are giving kind of a weird look, but,
She hugs Golden Crown protectively, and also to hide the fact that there isn't really much of a scratch.
oh yeah. Golden Crown attempts to fake cry, but all she can sort of manage is a pout. And, eventually, after a few moments, one of the adults nods and goes, "Yeah, I suppose, but you come right back, you hear?"
Uh-huh. Thank you.
And she'll, sort of tenderly lead Golden Crown out of the room, just making sympathetic noises.
And the
Golden
camera
Crown.
seems
That'll
to
go
head
on
on.
the parents' side. It's a good idea, go with them.
Aurelia just puts her head back onto her arms in her napping position and says, "They're not coming back."
Nope. Alright. They're not.
Zenkan doesn't even care, does he?
Hey, they're not my kids.
Aurelia looks up to Zenkarn and says, "Should we go after them or something, so we don't have to deal with it later?"
This is a laboratory.
Yeah, I pretty much finished reviewing yesterday's notes. We may as well do something.
Alright.
So, meanwhile, with the searchers who've already left,
Yes. Meanwhile, with the other search team.
And this is
am
the
I-
perilous death trip, Pat. Death pit trap.
What?
what? Death pit? What? Are you
Yes,
stuck
why
John,
do
in
you
we're
even have
trying,
a
we're
death
trying to make it
in
not
here?
as
What
we're trying to make it not as deadly. That's the thing. The concept is
But-
sound, but we're trying to make it not as deadly by filling it with plastic
Concept
balls.
is sound. You have a friggin' death pit. Why would you
It's-
have a death
What?
pit?
It's
Why
notable
would that
in that
be
it's not actually a death pit. It is just a meeting room that is called the Death Pit Trap.
That's actually a really good
Javolt
save.
has not explained this.
That
Javolt has
That's
not
actually
actually
true.
explained this. So, yeah, Powder Keg is still going, "What the hell are you doing with the death trap in the middle of a college campus? I was in college
Calmly,
once. I did stupid things."
While all Powder Keg is ranting, Javolt calmly opens the door and shoves him in.
Nice.
It is nothing
Nice.
but a very long, very gray meeting table.
Oh,
Nice.
Black. Death room is in... Oh.
To be fair, there was a murder in here some time ago, like 20, 30 years back. But campus
What?
rules.
It was a different time. No.
Manehattan was a different city then.
Yeah,
It
that
doesn't,
was back in the
sound
dark days.
it
That
doesn't sound like...
something that belongs in this. That doesn't sound like something that even belongs
In
in
Fallout
not in,
Equestrian.
show.
Anyway,
It was formerly the Manticore room.
For kids. Alright.
Anyways.
So I guess we continue on down.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Alright, so, after a few moments, it's clear that, this particular hallway has many really strange names. Like, the various meeting rooms behind the doors in this hallway have quite strange names, but, none of them are, in fact, what they say on the door. Except for the one labeled meeting room, because they ran out of names.
Really? I'm pretty sure meeting room was going to lead into some sort of horrible death trap.
You would think, but no, it turns out that the first room is always the least creative.
The meeting room spelt with an A, though, you want to steer clear of that one.
Roll perception real fast.
Everyone?
Yes, all three of you.
Alright.
Alright. Give that a sec.
15, 19, and...
rolling mine now.
At 20.
20 plus 5. Did I actually... Oh, I wasn't actually... That's why... Okay. There we go. Oh, I forgot slash roll.
Put in...
I am inept.
I am hashtag
23.
That's actually not bad. Okay.
Javolt? By the way, Powder Keg as a parent actually has decent perception because he has to pay attention to his damn kids.
Mm-hmm. As such, Powder, you actually notice something that the others don't. Near the edge of, on the inside of one of these, meeting rooms, there's actually a small saddlebag.
Oh, crap. Powder Keg's gonna walk up to the saddlebag.
Do I recognize the saddlebag?
You do not recognize the saddlebag.
Does Powder let the others know what he sees?
Powder Keg's just gonna walk over and pick it up and just go, look what I found. I think this might belong to the kid? Or it might be some university student's saddlebag, in which case...
the room otherwise...
It's clearly... The room is otherwise empty, but it is very clear that this is not a, university student's bag. It's a bit too small.
Okay.
Really?
What
Because
kind of
if it
room
just
is
has
it?
a bunch of, like, childish girly things on it, that really doesn't preclude a university student using it.
No.
But the size of it.
It's a very small set, like,
It could be a short university student.
It would have to be a very small university student.
Would
someone who for a
Javolt
university
recognize
student,
this as... Can I speak?
No.
No.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well, what kind of room is it that this is in?
It's just another one of the generic meeting rooms.
Okay.
Well, one of them has to be around here somewhere.
Does Javolt recognize the saddlebag as belonging to Monitor?
It does not belong to Monitor.
Alright. So, Javolt rolls his eyes and says, right. And he starts, poking around the nooks and crannies where Falls might be able to hide.
All right, kid, come out. Time to show your face.
Javolt sort of gives Brass Knuckles a look. Like, you really think that's going to work? Look.
Yeah, Powder Keg's gonna just look for the kid.
And Brass Knuckles is do the same.
I'm going to give you guys 20 on this. You do not find the kid in there. The kid, Nutmeg in this case, just seemed to have left her saddlebags in there and taken off somewhere else.
What's the closest thing that I can think of that a kid would be attracted to?
Well, you know that close to this is the quad, and a bit further past that is the athletic fields. This is just kind of like the last building before you get to those, and subsequently get to the ones that house all the sporting equipment.
Right.
Are there any particularly dangerous rooms nearby that the kid could have potentially been in? Gotten into?
The closest, most dangerous thing would be any of the sporting equipment sheds.
Okay, then.
So I guess Javolt's going to check out this quad thing.
Brass Knuckles is going to go to and going to focus on going towards where the dangerous stuff is.
I guess Powder Keg will take whatever direction they're not.
Alright. Once again, I'm gonna have to ask all three of you to roll perception.
Right.
Sorry, it's a missing persons quest. Perception's kind of the goal.
Geez, Stan, you used to give me crap about making everyone roll perception so much.
I know!
Oh, hey, I nat 20.
Powder Keg does a terrible job this time. I rolled a nat 1.
Ouch. I'm just gonna say, Powder, you look out. That's a field. That sure is a field.
Yep. My cat is currently ripping apart every paper in my room. Bad cat.
Wait.
I'm going to say that
Volt got a nat 20.
Yes, Volt did indeed get a nat 20. What I'm going to say is, Steel, you see in the distance you see that there is some sort of small figure in the distance, though you are not quite sure exactly what it is. Javolt, you can see that it is not one, but two fillies. Two fillies who look quite familiar to you.
Oh boy. As in, Javolt's going to start running.
Yes, as in Golden Crown and Sweet Cake.
Brass Knuckles is
What did you see, Javolt?
What do you see?
Well, are these Brass Knuckles and Sweet Cake, or?
Brass Knuckles and Sweet Cake?
Brass Knuckles, the filly!
Oh my god, most OP character ever.
Pretty much Brass Knuckles.
Yes.
My brain,
even though
my brain
don't even have knuckles.
No.
Okay,
My brain just went the Dark Lord Chuckles, the silly pony. Sorry.
Chuckles the silly pony.
Yes.
Okay, so
I'm now thinking of Sparkle the Wonder
so
Horse
this
anyway.
is Golden Crown and
Yes,
Sweet
it's Golden
Cake,
Crown and
right?
Sweet Cake, yes.
Okay, so I guess Javolt starts running anyway, since apparently that's...
Powder Keg sees Javolt
Brass
running.
Knuckles is chasing after Javolt and asking what he sees.
Yeah, and so is Powder.
Do Sweet Cake and Golden Crown notice this at all?
Sweet Cake and Golden Crown, you suddenly see three figures in a distance start running towards you. You are not quite sure what they are.
Ah, dang it!
You might also notice two figures behind you running towards you.
Because, Zenkarn and...
Aurelia.
Goldie, I don't think we're gonna get our cutie marks in stealth anytime soon.
Goldie shakes her head but goes, no, but we might get it in running! And bolts for it.
You can get it in running. I'm getting it in flying.
Aren't they kind of cornered or no, flying?
This is a field, you guys have entered, open ground. There are places to run.
Okay, does
Is
Brass
Powder Keg
Knuckles...
in range of telekinesis?
I'm gonna say roll, oh goodness. Just trying to think of, the simplest stat.
Does Brass Knuckles, can Brass Knuckles tell who these are yet?
Yes, as you get closer, you can tell that, these
Javolt is going to whip out a flashlight and try to blind, Sweet Cake.
It is the middle of the day.
Yeah. Also, yeah.
I have an ability for that.
Also, why? Why would you do
so
that
that
to
she
someone
doesn't fly off.
Yeah.
I would like to roll...
She has already started flying.
You
I'd
kids,
like to roll might to run fast.
Roll,
Might or
I'm gonna say,
acrobatics, they're
roll
both the same.
acrobatics. Roll acrobatics to go faster if you, exceed, if you get past a certain... Oh, you did roll it?
What? I haven't rolled anything yet.
I was talking
I
about
rolled.
Powder, sorry. You rolled a 19?
Yeah.
You are with...
Brass Knuckles...
Powder Keg,
Brass
you
Knuckles
are... yeah.
You gotta take control, man.
Okay, sorry. Powder Keg, you are actually within range of Golden Crown, but not Flotsam. That the takeoff actually put her just a little bit out of range for you.
I'm also going to take off
Well,
with
Powder
flight.
Keg is going to grab. Powder Keg is going to grab with his magic Golden Crown and drag her over to him. At which point he's going to give her a stern look and say, "Wait till your parents hear about today."
As she's being dragged, Golden Crown is just going to look at Flotsam and go, "Remember me!"
Brass Knuckles is going to try and chase after Flotsam since he sees
Sweet Cake.
Yes.
A couple of people already said
chase
that.
after Sweet Cake since he sees Golden Crown getting caught.
Well,
All
now
right.
that Golden Crown's been cooked, there's nothing to stop Sweet Cake from flying up really high.
Except Aurelia flying up after her.
Mm-hmm.
You get back here, kid. I swear to Luna.
All right.
Oh, hey, kid. Gonna see if you can catch up?
Probably not, but I'm certainly going to make you work for it.
All right.
Oh, joy.
While you're
Roll
up here,
competing
look out
okay,
for Nutmeg.
God damn it, my cat is now... No. No, cat, stop. Ow.
Wait.
Go,
Did-
cat,
did,
go.
Bad cat.
While they're both in the air,
Does
Sweet Cake
does Brass Knuckles hear her mention Nutmeg?
Yeah, let Dally speak.
Dally, go ahead.
While they're still in the air, Sweet Cake is going to call back.
Hey, new kid, while you're up here with me, look out for a purple pony with, green hair. 4 eyes are better than 2.
And
I was trying to catch you, dang it.
Sweet
Does
Cake
Brass
is also...
Knuckles hear this?
They are high enough in the air that it's not quite intelligible to you.
I'm looking out for Nutmeg Rush, by the way.
Mm-hmm. What I'm going to say is, Sweet Cake, roll perception and roll acrobatics, and yeah, what were you going to say?
Can I have Brass Knuckles play a tune designed to encourage Aurelia to get faster and help catch her?
No matter
Will
what
you beat
no
Agent
matter what you roll,
I
Aurelia
will
would
consider
not
that-
be encouraged.
Well, I don't know, because Sweet Cake just rolled a 10 on acrobatics.
I'm pretty sure I can.
Perception 20, though.
I can.
You see Nutmeg. She is running around the track as fast as she physically can. Spud, roll acrobatics, please. And, alright. 15. You catch Sweet Cake in midair.
Gotcha.
Sweet Cake starts to dive.
No.
Alright.
Brass Knuckles will move so that if she gets down far enough, he can try and catch her.
Alright. I'm gonna
Yells
say...
out, hey, Nutmeg! Hey, Nutmeg! Grown-ups at 3 o'clock!
Stop it, you crazy bird fly.
Alright.
Does Brass
I'm gonna...
Hey, I
Yes,
wanted to be friends!
I didn't.
I'm going to say roll, Sweet Cake, roll 2 acrobatics checks. Aurelia, roll an acrobatics check. And, finally, Brass Knuckles, roll an acrobatics check.
This is all going to go so well.
Oh, God.
Well, I got a 14 and a 9.
I got a 20, and I'm holding on to you.
Okay.
I got a 16.
Here's what happens. Sweet Cake is still within Aurelia's clutches, and, despite her best efforts, cannot shake the little dragon. And, unfortunately, due to the pinning, she can't quite pull out of the dive either. So, seeing this, Brass Knuckles manages to jump in the air, catch the two, wrap his arms around them, and then roll over so that he takes the brunt of the fall.
Oof.
And,
Sweet Cake actually just... Sorry?
I was just going to say, had any judges been there, they would have given a 7 for the performance, but a 3 for the landing.
Once they land, Sweet Cake will kind of look up and go, Are you okay?
Am I okay? I should be asking if you're okay. What are you doing running off from the group?
I wanted to find Nutmeg.
It's bad enough we already had kids missing, and then you're going and adding to the problem.
I wanted to bring Nutmeg back so she could come back and not get into trouble.
How do I explain this to you, kid? Look, your heart is in the right place, but you didn't think it through. This is something you should have left to the adult.
Oh yeah, because the adults never
why
spoil
didn't you
anything.
tell an adult if you knew where she was, why didn't you tell an adult?
So that she wouldn't get in trouble.
You won't you won't raise
Oh,
his
here's the
eyebrow.
thing, son. This is the kind of thing where,
Jabot walks up to
sometimes
Knuckles.
getting, oh, sorry.
Jabot walks up to Brass Knuckles and puts a hoof on his arm and just quietly shakes his head.
What? What are you...
You...
What?
You should probably go check on the group, see if we found everyone else.
He doesn't have to do that. Don't leave me alone with the donkey.
You'll not be alone. You'll be with the crazy...
Brass Knuckles will let go of Aurelia, but he will hold on to Sweet Cake so that she can't go running off again or flying off again.
Aurelia will dust herself off.
You okay, new kid?
Here's the thing.
I think Cuteless was trying to say something.
Oh, Cuteless.
Sorry.
I'll look at Brass Knuckles, and I'll just be like, look, I'll take the kids, and I'll take them back, and we'll do it that way.
Powder Keg comes over with Golden Crown, and just says, "All right, you make sure they get back."
Okay, but can we get Nutmeg
Not
first?
sorry, Sweet.
Yeah.
No, Sweet Cake.
Do you know where Nutmeg
Oh,
is?
friend.
Yes, and we
Sweet
will make
Cake,
sure she
leave
is
it
safe.
to adults.
Ugh. You think we're useless just because we're...
No, we
Sweet
don't
Cake.
think you're useless because you're kids.
Aurelia actually, at this point, kind of gets a kind of a scowl on her face and says, actually, she kind of has a point.
You know, I never actually said anything
Sweet
about
Cake
them being
actually
useless.
looks at Aurelia stunned. What?
Look, this is not the tough. Look, we can have a conversation
And
about
Javon
this
actually
later after
grabs...
you've got Nutmeg. Now, do you
Javon
know where
actually-
she is?
Javon actually starts glaring at Brass Knuckles and says, "This is not getting anywhere with them.
You
should just-
adults have spent like 45 minutes arguing with each other when the kid you're looking for is right over there."
Brass Knuckles will look in that direction.
At this point, Nutmeg is actually very, very close because she saw the whole commotion going on while she was running, and she's now approaching the group. And once she sort of sees who's in it, a very bright and excited look pops up on her face, and she ends up rushing towards them, and most specifically rushing towards Golden Crown and Sweet Cake, and going, "Girls, I did it! I did it!"
What?
Before turning to show off her brand new cutie mark, a golden trophy.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, Nutmeg! Wow! That's amazing! And she tries to fly forward and give her a hug, but I don't know if Knuckles is still holding on to her.
Come on, let go, man.
I can't remember whether he was still holding on or not.
You kind of said you were in a bit of chaos,
So,
but
does that mean he's let go now?
yeah, let's say let's go.
So
He
Sweet Cake barrels.
will reluctantly let go.
Sweet Cake barrels forward and hugs Nutmeg.
Nutmeg will hug back and
Oh my gosh, we gotta have a CMC graduation ceremony, and oh wow, Morton, Pop Rocks will be so happy as well. Oh,
All right, everybody, let's head back to the group. Let's...
Wait, isn't there one still kid missing?
Yeah, what about mine?
I'll go look for her. Trust me on this. I have a good hunch as to where she is. And Javon starts walking off to his office.
Whatever.
at this point,
Look, Blossom, Sweet Cake. We're not mad that you tried to help. We're mad that you went against what we asked you to do. That's the problem. Now, I'm gonna have a talk with your parents at the end of the day. And, jeez. I'm not that mad, but please try to have some consideration.
Yes, Mr. Cag.
And at this point, you notice, Javolt, you notice, as you were sort of heading to your office, there are two figures approaching. One, you distinctly recognize as a monitor, and the other you recognize as Silver Tongue, your producer.
Oh, joy.
And it takes a few minutes of them walking across the field, because they're obviously still having some sort of conversation, but they have noticed you, and within a few moments they arrive and go. Monitor just kind of quietly scoots up to Javolt and sheepishly smiles, while Silver Tongue goes, Hey, Bluey, baby! It's so good to see you again. Look, I was just having this conversation with your little protege, Monitor, and she was interested in possibly having some of her friends join us for your next episode. And I mean, obviously that would be good because kids, ratings, etc. So, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think of like these kids right here? I mean, obviously we'll have like the adults along with them because
these kids right here. Javolt actually gives Sweet Cake a discerning look. And
Sweet Cake just kind of raises an eyebrow.
Aurelia does not look enthused.
And then
Sweet
she turns...
Cake and her friends. Oh, gosh.
I'll lean down and whisper to Aurelia. Do it.
Oh.
See if you can't get some, advertising in for us while you're there.
Would I get a bonus for that?
Maybe.
No, I'm not doing anything until we talk to the bosses about this. You got that?
Okay, fine. But just, partially agree now. Trust me.
Maybe?
Hey, maybe it works for me. I mean, obviously you guys would get some sort of salary, some sort of compensation for this, possibly some sort of salary, and, I mean, obviously we would have you find outstanding adults here.
Silver, we need to get these children back to the group. We can negotiate all this later.
Of course. Of course. Always the scientific kind of mind with that guy. Don't you just love him? And, Silver Tongue will actually genuinely pat, Javolt on the back, smile, and sort of give him a hug.
Yeah, Javolt hugs back, that casual, I'm hugging you because you're hugging me.
I don't want to hug you.
No, it's not I don't want to hug you, it's just, yeah, alright.
Okay, this is a thing, I guess.
Yeah, I wasn't aware of that either.
And, he sort of turns, as soon as the hug breaks, he turns to Silver and says, actually, could you double-check some of the locks on the set? I mean, if we are having kids running around, we don't want any accidents.
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, this wouldn't be until oh, absolutely. I mean, we don't even start filming until next week, so this is something we'll plan out later.
Joel rolls his eyes and says, You have some, paperwork to do with that other production you're doing, right? I heard about that.
Silver Tongs is gonna nod and go, yeah, I was just bringing in Monitor over to you and then talking about business real fast. You think I got all day to stand around chatting? And, with that, he will just kind of point a hoof at Javolt, turn around, and start walking away, whistling a tune to himself.
Right. So, Javolt looks down at Monitor.
Monitor grins even more sheepishly and kind of tries to hide under her mane.
These ones work? He gestures toward the other kids.
I mean, they're my friends, so yeah.
Matt, don't get ahead of yourself.
Well, I mean, the dragon's new, but I'm sure we could be friends.
Sure, pending.
You'll probably have an easier time than me, Monitor.
Should we describe Monitor for the people on the stream?
Yes, you go ahead. It is your character, sir.
Right. Monitor is an Earth Pony filly, and one of the things most people notice first about her is that she seems to be wearing something on her chest. I gave this thing a name. Let me find the name.
The music box.
Yes. That's an acronym.
I know it's an acronym, but it's a good acronym, so I'm just gonna call it the music box.
Yeah, you see, you could probably guess that Monitor's technically adopted, but that's not something that either of them actually care about. As far as they're concerned, it's a father-child relationship. And Monitor actually lost her parents in a fire, as well as it damaging some of her throat, so she wasn't able to speak. But then Javolt made this box, and Javolt's needs provided voice clips for it, and now she can talk again.
Jenny provided voice clips, not Javolt.
I said Javolt's
Otherwise.
niece.
Yeah, Javolt's niece.
Oh, I didn't hear the niece. I just heard Javolt. Sorry.
So yeah. And yeah,
Cool.
she hasn't found her cutie mark yet, so.
Nope.
Alright then.
So, with that, things sort of, calm down. The kids respectfully, at this point.
Sure, respectfully.
In as much respect as they can give.
Okay.
Or, without getting in trouble.
return to the laboratory where Kappa is waiting for them, already having finished the coffee that she had brought back and clearly looking incredibly stressed out and twitchy.
And Javol actually walks up to her and says, we do have hypercaffeine packs. They're experimental, but if you sign a few waivers...
she is just going to put a hoof over Javolt's mouth and go, shh.
Gosh, she even sounds like a
subtle teacher lady.
I was gone for 15 minutes, or at least I left in what was supposed to be 15 minutes, and I get a call at the coffee shop, and somehow in the time span that I was gone, you lost most of the children.
And we found them again.
We lost like 3, and it was mostly his fault. And I'm just going to point to Javol.
Are they able to confirm that all the kids are back? Are all the kids actually back?
With Kappa there, yes. She can confirm that all the kids are in fact back.
Okay.
Sweetcake is going to...
Everything went fine.
Sweetcake is going to kind of amble over and kind of look up at Kappa and go, well, Miss Sunshine, why did you leave us in the first place? I'll bet everything would have been fine if you'd stayed with us.
Oh. Kappa is going to give Sweetcake a look and go, Sweetcake, I really do adore you. You are a very cute child. Not the time.
On the plus side, one of your pony children got their mark thing, so...
Good. Nobody was hurt. Someone got their cutie mark. Nothing exploded.
Everything was...
You have explosions in this class? And you didn't tell me?
Actually, a couple of things did explode, but it was they were controlled explosions.
If we ever get to my segment.
Miss Sunshine, you worry an awful lot. No one went too far, and the grown-ups here found everyone okay. Everything's fine.
And
Good.
At that point...
Just going to, I think maybe for everyone's sake and so the school board doesn't get a whole bunch of lawsuits, we're going to call Career Day closed for now. Those of you who did not get a chance to show off, we will find time to visit you later as just a regular field trip.
And actually coughs awkwardly and leans into Kappa and says, also, my producer has somewhat insisted that I bring some of these children on the show. Where would I go to arrange all that? Because we usually film during class time. So
Kappa will twitch even more visibly and go, you know what? I will sort that out later. I will sort it out after I've gotten home, had about 14 espressos, and
actually,
feeling calm.
You sure you don't want some wine instead, lady?
Whoa, quick on the uptake. Actually, I think that was in character, actually. Yeah, that's Aurelia.
Whoa, quick on the uptake. Kappa will give kind of an awkward laugh and go, if I could afford it, maybe. But let's get these children home, shall we?
What did I just miss? The call went haywire for me.
Absolutely
Kappa
nothing.
is having a freak out.
Apart
Kappa's
from
having a bit of a
Zenfon
freak out
insinuating
and
that she needs to go get drunk.
Powder Keg is just gonna... well, I guess, are we back with all the other kids now?
Yeah,
Yep.
Everyone is back together.
And they all sing a happy song as the episode
They are
ends.
not singing.
Oh, no.
Well, let's see.
No.
What?
We already talked about not having a song for a career day.
I linked a song for Career Day. Does that count?
Well, I guess on the end of this, then, Powder Keg is just gonna gather up Flotsam and her friends, including Monitor, based with the CMC group, and he's kidding. They seem to be like, well, I'm sorry I didn't get to get the explosion shown off, but I've still got a ton of TNT sitting by. If y'all want to come, maybe get some ice cream and watch the building explode.
That actually might be a good idea for a field episode.
Ooh.
Kappa is going to continue twitching and go, home! Now!
Tempered Steel is going to help. Tempered Steel or Brass Knuckles is going to help Kappa round up the group and head out.
Oh joy.
Yes, but how do Flotsam and her friends respond to Powder Cake's suggestion of getting them ice cream and taking them to watch a building explode?
Sweet Cake glances at the others and kind of shares a grin and kind of goes, "Well, that would be awful nice of you, Mr. Keg."
Alright then. I'll tell your parents what happened and, we'll get you some ice cream. This has been, a long day.
I'll put an arm around Cuffer, put a hoof around Cuffer and just be like, look, I think he needs something a little bit stronger than coffee, and today's been not quite the best business day for me either, so, what do you say we go hit something a little bit stronger?
Kappa will, smile at Zenkarn and go, "After all of the kids are home first, I think."
Oh, of course. Wouldn't want to take you away from your job early.
And
Relly, you coming?
To see a Manehattan with my school teacher? No.
Kappa will give kind of an odd look to that, as if the proposition seems really, not even considered.
I'll catch a look and just look at her and be like, dragging kids, who knows the legal age of drinking down there.
Kappa will, cough and go, it sort of depends on their egg group, I suppose.
Dragons are now Pokemon.
Well,
yeah, because those are the only things in the world that have egg groups.
Well, they're the most mimetic anyway.
Yes. It was just the subtle implication that, maybe the reason Kappa is suited to teach Aurelia is that she is, knowledgeable about dragons and their culture.
That's less fun.
But, and with the promises of ice cream, explosions, and, booze for a few of them, I think we will call that a session.
Alright. That was some Slice of Life. Episode 1.
That was fun. I enjoyed it.
I found that quite enjoyable.
Okay.
Whose husband are we doing that?
That's interesting. And we seem to have a setup for the next session.
Wait, we do?
Yeah.
Well, Javolt has something lined up now to be the rotating DM.
Oh joy. I'm just going to.
Yeah, he does.
I'm just going to see how crazy I can make this.
To be honest, I think everyone's kind of wondering what a Master Weaver DM session would look like.
Oh, you're gonna have. Are you talking about the TV station thing or something else?
Yes.
GMPCs everywhere.
GMPCs are the best type of PCs. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
You know what? Since he often doesn't get a chance to do it, Spud, why don't you take away the outro for the episode?
Yeah.
I suppose I don't, do I? Since I'm now a player.
Well, is he gonna do the second part, or is he gonna do the lead off?
I do it during some of the mini sessions, but this has been Mawlers Take Manhattan. Join us next week when we go on some extreme parody of Bill Nye.